welcome back to the next iteration of our partner video series as we continue the conversation with EvoluteIQ. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Will Horner. I'm one of the co-founders of EdgeTech. We are an emerging technology headhunting business focusing on RPA, AI, data, and IoT markets. We provide permanent and interim talent and advisory solutions across Europe and America. Today, I have with me Peter Dahlgren, an experienced banker and investor. Peter is currently the chairman of EvoluteIQ. Today, we're going to be discussing the impact of the pandemic in the banking and financial services industry. So thanks very much for your time today, Peter. It would be great just to get a brief intro from you.
Thank you, Will. Great to be here and talk to you all. My name is Peter Dahlgren. I'm a banker. I'm sitting in Stockholm, and I'm the chairperson of EvoluteIQ, which is a London-based technology company who are leveraging enterprises, accelerating the adoption of intelligent hyper-automation in organization at scale. I look forward to discuss here about the coronavirus and the banking and post-corona banking. How will it look, and how will technology help banks to thrive after this crisis?
Definitely, very good, Peter. So clearly the economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic is being felt across all industry verticals at the moment, and I imagine that banking is no different. Peter, what are you seeing in Sweden and more generally across banks globally? Are there any specific trends that you're seeing that you feel are going to play out moving forward?
Yeah, banks in different regional world are in different stage in the digitalization and the digital journey. I guess we can all agree that top in the society, in general in society, digitalization will take a big leap forward. Yes, you and me having this call from, I guess, different locations at home and stuff, just help people to jump on the bandwagon of the digitalization. So that goes for banking too. But UK, for instance, is lagging Sweden, for instance, with digitalization. The Swedish population has been, used to digital banking for many years and are quite sophisticated. We have, a system of identification which is throughout the society called Bank ID, which have helped banks to move up the digitalization curve. So I think in London, I think it would be a more dramatic shift into digitalization. But, also here, it will be a big jump forward. Banks will facing a completely different landscape, after the turmoil. Right now, everybody is trying to survive and help their clients to survive, and with help of governments, helping their clients to survive. And not everybody will survive. The unemployment rate will go up, which will put pressure on the real estate markets and all of that. All of that will be big, bad news for banks. It's, on both sides. First of all, right now the demand is exploding for loans and capital, but that will go down when the growth is less in society after this crisis. And on top of that, you will have lower fee income for banks. And on the other side, you will have bad loan provisions. So it's kind of a problematic time for banks going forward. Definitely. And the way to solve that, or part of the solution on that at least, will be technology. More investments will be pushed into technology. More branch offices will be closed in a faster pace because digitalization will kill the old model faster than anybody thought, I think. And the investment has to be put into digitalization, automation, not only from a cost perspective.
Yeah, definitely. Good. Excellent summary, Peter. So you've obviously touched on some of the elements around digitalization and potentially automation there. Can you sort of elaborate a little bit more on just how big a part that automation will play, specifically RPA and intelligent automation?
Yeah, I guess I guess throughout the world, we have had this big hype around RPA, big investment into that, but people kind of are a little bit fumbling around with the ball because people don't feel that they get full return on investment on the investment they've done. They've done big investment in different technologies. I think everybody understands that they have to take the next step. Everybody understands that this is the journey you have to do. You have to go through RPA, intelligent automation to leverage all these new technologies, helping you to scale your business or get it more cost efficient and faster time to market for products. But how do you do that? You need, people have, starting to thinking about the firm-wide platforms, how they can leverage these technologies. Keeping all the infrastructure and get some leverage in the new world with the new technologies into it. So that's what people are struggling with, I think. Somebody said RPA is like having a body with no brain. So people have to add the brain. And the holistic view on that.
Definitely. And just on that point, I mean, how do you see RPA evolving within the banking and financial services industry? Clearly, it was one of those sectors that was one of the early adopters of the technology. So how do you see it advancing in your areas?
I see that people maturing, people starting to realize that you have to start with the processes, have a holistic view on the processes, and with a full automation or hyper automation, intelligent hyper automation agenda to get out the benefits of all this investment. Not only that, but also to keep up with the competition. It's not only a cost game. It's about speed to market in the new products. And people understand that, and then they start organizing themselves in a better way, more and more, and then the return on investment comes after that. But you have to have a kind of firm-wide agenda. Invest in the firm-wide platforms to get the leverage out of the investment.
Yeah, definitely all makes sense. Great. Are there any sort of further points that you wanted to make just before we wrap things up?
No. These technologies will change the societies fundamentally going forward. It's just how you can get the most efficient investments and how you can get return on investments, and that each enterprise have to come up with their solution on that. And people know that. And now the next 5 years or so people will have will increase the investment in this area.
Yeah, definitely. Great. Well, thanks again very much for your time, Peter. If any of you have got any questions or wish to find out more about Evolute or EdgeTech's offerings, then please do reach out to either us, and we'd be very happy to provide assistance and help in any way that we can. For now, we'll leave it there, and we look forward to catching you on our next episode.
Great. Thank you.